I am making a lap joint boomerang from Osage wood. This is the log, and I'm going for the finished product of this type of lap joint boomerang. Osage wood is also called Bodart or Osage orange. It grows here in Oklahoma, and it's the type of wood that Indians made bows out of. I've made a few bows out of it before. This is a scrap end that was left over from bow making, so I'm taking this log and now I'm taking it on the table saw here and making my board out of it. I'm using the tools I have available in my shop to do this with, although there's certainly tools that would be better. A resaw bandsaw of a large size would be a good thing to resaw lumber with. I'm using the planer to smooth it out somewhat, although there are other types of planer sanders that would be much better for this type of job. I've cut the stick in half now, and have imagined how it might lay up. I'm taking into account how the wood will warp in case it does have some warp to it. So actually one is right side up and one is upside down. So in case one wing warps up, the other would warp down and counteract that. I'm using my router on the router table here, and I'm taking off half the thickness on each piece of wood so that they will lap perfectly together. This takes a little time. I can adjust my router table up and down just a little bit until I get a nice perfect fit. Check it and the fit, and then cut the other one. Making adjustments until they fit right. They're not there yet. This is how it's going to fit together. Here it is now being glued up with some wood glue. I'll use a tight bond wood glue. Now I'm using the jigsaw and cutting out the shape of the boomerang. There's the cut boomerang. Now the next step, I will carve the airfoils in the boomerang. This one is a right-handed boomerang. I'm making right-handed airfoils. I determine which is the top of the boomerang and which is the bottom of the boomerang. One way to do that is I will look at the dihedral and see if the boomerang is bent or warped upwards, and then that will become the top, so it will have some natural dihedral. Some people carve on flat discs like this, and some people carve with drum sanders. This is the tool I use to do my rough sanding. It's basically a bench grinder, modified, an auger tool, and a multi-disc. Osage is very hard wood and it's very difficult to work with. Plywoods are much easier, much quicker to carve. Osage wood will dull all your bits and wear out your discs. Next step is the drum sander, which looks like this, and then the palm sander, and lots of hand sanding. Then finish is applied, and then time to go to the park and test. Cold day, a little bit too much wind, but getting some good returns.